Okay, I'll admit I'm wrong. I was wrong. Kevin Samuels. I'm watching this video that Carnival did. I'll link it in the description. But, oh man, if I just keep, like, the thoughts are flowing and I keep commenting, so I'm just going to talk. So I think when I started watching Kevin, it was more of the entertainment aspect. He was talking with these overweight women who were very unrealistic. They wanted this family man who was also six figures and just like the cream of the crop. And he was kind of bringing them back down to reality. And so I like that, and I think I kind of made my own assumptions that he was trying to really help this community or just women in general be more realistic and honest with themselves. And then he started talking about the masculine and the feminine. After evaluating a lot of this, and I know Palma has talked about this as well, I started seeing, even back then, like 50% of the videos, I would disagree. Like he would say, women need men, and that's that. Like they don't need us. We absolutely just need them, point blank, period. And I'm like, well, how does that make sense? But okay. So yeah, I started seeing the holes and everything, but I think a lot of his followers are either being manipulated, because he is very, very manipulative once you start watching a lot of his content. It's a very feminine sort of energy, which is ironic because he talks a lot about this feminine, masculine thing. So he's very manipulative, and I started really getting annoyed at the nitpickiness, like how it was like even when he would get a woman who was everything he claimed was necessary, humble and non-combative and all of this stuff, he would find a way. He would like look for the holes or look for any little detail he could point out and point to that as why he, and then just blow up and be like, and hang up on him at any given moment. So yeah, you really just gotta watch this video of Carnival's, and he goes through multiple videos where Kevin talks to multiple women and breaks it down. And oh man, the contradictions. It is embarrassing, the contradictions. Whew. And when he's talking about this college thing I noticed this also. Kevin talks about how these women who want to wait and they're like saving themselves, or they're celibate, or they just want to make sure they're with the right one, which is what you should do as a woman, as a man as well. But then he like acts like they're wrong, as if, well, the man ain't gonna wait. Six-figure man, as if that somehow makes it better, isn't gonna wait, and he needs to have it or he's gonna leave and move on. And so it's so contradictive, because no man wants a hoe either. So, yeah. What's funny is recently I started getting all these messages from this guy I dated in college. And he was, talking about how he wished he'd known back then what he wants now. He wished he would have locked it down, basically, and I have such a beautiful family, and he wishes he had that with me, and just all these regrets, right? And then he tells me that I was his first, and I would have never known this in college, because he did not portray himself this way. He was not ready to settle down. He was an athlete in college. He played basketball and football, and he was just, it was like, that's why I ended it with him, because I could tell it was going nowhere. He was keeping it very, very surface level, and I never wanted that with anyone. So, while I was working through all my stuff when I was younger and trying to sort myself out, you make mistakes when you're younger, right? But yeah, I shut the conversation down because it's inappropriate to begin with. He's telling me all this stuff and getting a little too deep in conversation. So I'm just saying, a lot of these college men don't necessarily want to be marriage material. And then Kevin, he hears a conversation with a girl talking about this, and he's like, oh, they're everywhere. They're in, the library, and they're here and there. as he doesn't ever listen to these women. He doesn't ever listen to them. He's always got his own mind made up, and they're always wrong. I haven't come across one video yet where he's actually listening to what they are saying and taking that all in, and then, coming out with his own perspectives and, getting to the root of the problem like I assumed he was trying to do to begin with. So that's disappointing for me. Not to mention, I know I've heard Kevin say before when he talks to younger women who are looking for a husband material sort of guy, he tells them you have to find a man that's older because it's in their, 30s or something like that. I think he's even said later in life, 40s, 50s, that men want to settle down, that they're ready for that. So, yeah, the contradictions are just unbelievable. Yeah, I won't say much else. It's got me kind of fired up watching this video. He's very surface level. He's very in the money sort of realm of thinking, like that is what gives you value. It's kind of sad, actually. That was another thing I always disagreed with him about when he would talk to women about what kind of income their husband needs to make to support wife and children. It was always completely out of the realm of what's normal, for most people, and what's doable. And this is all based upon perspective and where you live and what sort of lifestyle you're leading and that sort of thing. But that's kind of common sense, but he doesn't seem to see any other perspective other than his own. It is basically one big therapy session for himself. And then when he doesn't agree with someone, book a session. As if he can give more insight, So, yeah, it's like he's not even working through his issues. Like this, I don't even want to call that therapy as Carnival did, because it's more like he's just getting his, what do you call that, narcissistic supply through these conversations. That literally is what's happening, and he's manipulated a whole movement of people to follow along and supply him with this. That's basically what's going on. So you'll see this with when anyone brings up the gay topic or his failed marriages. He gets heated, and he shuts the conversation down very quickly. So yeah, that's all I really want to say. I'll link the video in the description. And yeah, if I vouched for him in the past, it was entirely based on, helping women come to this realization and being more honest with themselves and nothing more. And even that, as I watched more videos, the way he tried to get this message across, was just so abrasive and just combative. And that's the thing. He's accusing all these women of being this way, and this is entirely what he is. It's like projection. And Palma tried to point all of this out to me. We talked extensively, and I tried to explain all of the positives that he was, the message that he was coming across with that was valid. Anyway, that is all. I won't keep you any longer. Have a blessed day.